Hello again. Hi. I'm gonna share my my second video of about Pokemon Go. I'll share some of my experiences, not so much hinting on how to play, but more my reflections around how could you do it at work, maybe. Both as a user, which I would say is on the access side, while you could be when things open so you can sponsor, or you may as a business owner use the infrastructure for the good of your business and for the benefits of the players around you. So there are a few things. I've taken down a few notes here on my iPad, but one thing that I'd like to share before that is there are easy things you could actually do. If many since weather is extremely hot here in Stockholm, Sweden, the many cafes are pretty empty unless they're close to a swimming pool or a beach or a restaurant or an after work place. So what could those places do except for closing, which I think is sad because I love cafes? Well, you could be a good listener. Check the people who are passing by. By now, I think everyone in this world knows how to recognize a Pokémon player. They will have a special twist to their neck. They will use their cell phones in a very special way, and unless they have like a cable with a charger, maybe that's one thing that you could actually bring to your cafe or a restaurant and sell them actually. Or you could offer a combination of Wi-Fi and charging their cell phones. Why not a package of water and a power bar? Because one thing that I find is you start walking, and I never walked this much. Maybe when I was like a Boy Scout in my young ages, but I'm walking extremely much more than just the last week. So, and as you know, when you exercise, walking is a good exercise, and it's not tearing much off your body like running could do. So walking is really good for your body, and you can really burn fat, and if you get the speed up a bit. So you come into a healthy life. Now to some of the reflections. Please bear with me. I'm working with leadership, coaching leaders, developing organizations. So some of my references will be maybe new to you, but I'll give you a possibility to search on them. And if you need links, just tell me, and I'll update my blog post. So I had a video on the 17th of July. That's my first video. I think this is a why should you do Pokemon? It's you may have heard of virtual reality. If you think that Pokemon Go looks funny when people walk around on streets, wait till you see virtual reality. People have like a box. It's like taking the movie box and hanging it on your face. That looks funny. So virtual reality, where you create a new reality, that's one thing. I think that's definitely gonna come on a broader scale. But this is augmented reality, which is like enhanced reality, making your camera work, your video work, but also this game is like several layers on top of that. Can you use that at work? Well, only your imagination will stop you. So that's one thing that I would say. Start using this. Try some agility. You know, in Agile we have sprints. We do things maybe for a week, or when it comes to Pokemon Go, maybe do it for a day or a few hours. Then you have a retrospective. And that's one thing that our brain does so well when we meet in teams and when we listen to each other. Reflecting, drawing conclusions in the game. Do that. Take them down on a whiteboard or something. but also do some parallels with your ordinary work. Do we have any similar insights that we can use at work? So, getting used to augmented reality, how could you use that? There are so many documents in our organizations. Could you make them accessible to your terminals where you are when you need the documents? That would be very, very convenient. That should be possible to opt in your intranet. So what else? Let me see. Well, one thing that is not maybe obvious to everyone, when you're throwing these balls to the animals, make sure that the green or yellow circle that you're throwing it into, if that is really small, you will get higher scores. Maybe not obvious to everyone. I'm not going to get so much into details now about the game. From an organizational view, I would say the Simon Sinek's golden circles. Why do we do things? How do we do it? And what do we do? Use that. It's a really good methodology, and it could bring you into exercises you could do with your job situation as well. Why do we do it? What can we bring as an organization? What could we bring to visitors, maybe passing by our office, our cafe, our restaurant, and so on? Recruitment and appraisals. I think there are a few ideas. I'm not really ready with them to share them, but I think Peter Senge, the systems thinking and the learning organization, I was into this retrospectives. Maybe you could, from this game, find a more playful way of learning at work. Just an idea. Peter Drucker, you know, the guy who said so many wise things, rest in peace. For instance, one, that the culture eats your strategy for breakfast or lunch, whatever. So what is your corporate culture? When you play, can you distinguish certain things from your teams in how you communicate, how you work? Are you pleased with what you see, or would you like to change that? Could you introduce more of a coaching style? I find a lot of people that I meet on town are actually pretty coaching in their style. Not advising, but listening and supporting. Pokestops, great places for learning. How could you share more? How could you? I've seen people use, they put out pictures of the Pokemon stops on their Facebook pages. That's a simple cross-media way of doing it. And this is only the beginning. Storytelling. What tellings are there about your place close to that Pokemon stop? Offers, like, when I was walking from downtown Stockholm over to Sundbyberg, that's about 25 kilometers, if someone would have offered me a new pair of sneakers somewhere midway or at the end, I wouldn't hesitate for a second. There are so many offers you could come up with here. Gyms. Well, there are gyms in Pokemon, but we don't really exercise in them. Well, you could offer that. A combination. There's a perseverance. I like that you need to go up to level 5 before you're allowed to go to these gyms in the Pokemon. I think it's good. You're exercising perseverance. And that goes also for the eggs that you you acquire from time to time. You have to nurture them, and the only way to make them burst into new great creatures is to walk. So do that. Team effects. When you're building up your team, you could look into the Maslow disc model, for instance. The drivers like to capture, be bold and forward. You have influencers visualizing our success. The gym state is going to be interesting to these guys. The stability and the team nurturing. Make sure that we're okay in the team. Again, the water and the power bars and charging and everything. And then you have something for consistency and control and analysis. There are a few things. For instance, we should keep track of how much data are we sharing. Should we use our terminals or should we have special terminals when doing this at work? Retrospectives I've been into. That was security. Well, you could buy lures. If your office or your cafe is very close to a Pokémon stop, you could buy lures and buy that, make things even better for your visitors. That's about it. I passed the old video with a couple of minutes, so we're now up to 11 minutes. I'll stop here. Good luck with your Pokémon and good luck with your organizations. Would you like any support? Just give me a call. My blog post is at langecom.com, langecom.com. I'm at Twitter, at Johan Lange, JOHANLANGE. Talk to you soon. Good luck out there and have a nice summer. Bye-bye.